Hi, welcome back. So, continuation to our last video, where we have created two or three text box inputs and created all the four CRUD operations: create, read, update, and delete. And then that simple HTML page has been converted into a stylish Bootstrap page. I mean, stylish page with the Bootstrap classes. And now what we are going to do is we are going to create a complete a user registration page. For example, almost all the basic details of the user, basic details like name, date of birth, mobile, email, gender, address, and etc. All those details will be created as a simple complete registration page with all different types of user interface components like text box, date picker, radio button, text area, drop down list box, and file uploader, etc. So we'll be creating a complete registration page where we will use most commonly used user interface components here. So before jumping into the code, we'll create a basic HTML page first. Go to Bootstrap and there is something called starter template where this is a basic hello world program with Bootstrap libraries inserted. Just copy and paste it and just save this file. I'll save this page as registration.html. That's it. And now we can remove the unwanted lines. Registration page. Right. And now this is a basic HTML page. It is ready to run. It is here. Right. So now this is empty page. And what we will do is we are going to create a page like this. See, a registration page with all necessary details. But here we are here now. So now the first thing I need is it is nothing but a registration page, so it must be brought inside a form. Before that, so there is something called container. So the body tag must be converted into a container. You can see the change of the intent of registration. Initially it was here and now it is here, which means uh, a body without a container will occupy the entire space, but a container class will leave a small amount of space in left and right corner of the vertical space. So this rectangle shaped area will be container. So throughout the registration page, the body tag will be in container. And then again, as I told you, it is a form. So I'll create a form now. Form method can be either get or post. Action. For example, I'm giving add user.php, which means once I click the submit button in this page, it will be redirected to add user.php page with all the details filled here, so that the details can be taken from received by the add user page and it will process for the insert query. Right, now it is forms here. For a perfect alignment from left to right in horizontal, we will make all the components into a table space. At the beginning itself we will inherit the table class from the Bootstrap. Table class and table. We don't need to specify any border, so it is a default table. This is a single row. In that single row I need two table data. Name, before that I must add another class here. form group. All the components must be inside a form group root class, and the input specified here type will be text for name, and class will be form control. Right. So when I click here, it must be highlighted in blue color, which means it is bootstrap text box. Right. There is something called a placeholder. It is nothing but a suggestion inside the box. Enter your name. See, but when I start typing, that enter my name will be invisible. Next, date of birth. So here, so what we did is actually we have created the first row and copied and pasted on the second row, and just modifying the values as per the second row. So the name must be converted to date of birth, and the type text must be converted here into date. See, so when you click it, it will open the date picker, and when you select one, the value will be updated here, date of birth. Then enter your mobile number. That is what the suggestion must show here. So input type must be number. In order to prevent the user from typing characters ABC or something instead of the number, pure numbers alone, because mobile number will be of number alone. Okay. So when I try here typing a text character, and when I click outside, it must show a red color highlighting. See, which means the validation, it is validated and value is not valid. Please enter a number. Right. So it is clear here now. On the next one, email. Type equal to email. Placeholder, enter your email. Right. So when I just type a name and click outside, it must show the red box, because email must be in format of at gmail.com or at email.com. So now it is clear. And then now we'll go to a next kind of input type, user interface components. Gender, and now here we have to provide the user with radio button. A division, inside that label class equal to radio slash label. Then input type itself a radio. Mail. So we have missed to create a TD here, and we forgot to add slash TD2. You can see one radio button is arrived. What we'll do is we'll just copy this label of the entire single radio button, just paste and add female. Right. So there is a controversy here. When we provide user input with gender like this, when user is able to select both the option here, the meaning of radio button is changed actually, and also this data is not valid. We cannot get both the values at the time. So to solve this issue, first thing you need to give a space between two radio buttons. So I'm going to add ampersand NBSP, non-breaking space, and 2 ampersand NBSP. To make a condition that user has to select either one, if he select male, the female selection will be unselected, and again if he selects female, the male selection will be unselected. So user can select at least any one, at least, I mean at most. To prevent them, there is something called name. I'll give a name as gender for the second label, and the trick here is we have to give the same name for the other radio button too. See, so I'm going to select male now. So once I select male, you can see what happens to the female radio button. So it disappears. So this is how we can prevent from user being added, selecting both the values. So this is the major advantage of radio button. And to answer the other query that arises from here, uh, how can I find whether which radio button is selected when we give same name for both radio button? There is something called ID. So ID is common for, I mean ID attribute is common for all the user components. The value of ID can be unique, so you can refer or you can identify uniquely all the radio button using IDs. And then address. See, for example, in the address row 2, if we try to give single entry, I mean single row entry, it will not be nice and it will not be convenient for the user. So in case of attendance, in case of address, user has to type 2 or 3 or 4 rows. So normal input type won't work here. I mean won't serve the purpose here. Address, it is not input type actually. From now it is text area. Text area. Class equal to form control. Hope we can see it. One thing we missed here, placeholder. Enter your address. See, then again pin code. For pin code, you can just copy the number row, just paste it, just edit the placeholder, enter your pin code. So here text values won't be allowed. So that's why you have given type is number. Now what we're going to do is the next one. We are going to add another new component, drop down list box, that is select box in HTML. We usually call as drop down list box in desktop applications. So we are going to add a row called state. So in this drop down list box, list of states must be displayed. td/td. So for the clear understanding, I have given several enters and typing space. So the row starting here is ending here. Slash selected. Form control and so we are going to add 4 options. So for sample, I have added just 4 values. You can see all the 4 values like this. So the next one, district. So for the district, we can copy the same code. I have copied. That's it. So for district also, we have just added a sample values. So here, when I select a different state, this district won't change because we have just statically given what the exact values must be displayed. So for selecting each state and displaying all the district that comes under the selected state, that is not possible using pure HTML and Bootstrap alone. We need a server-side scripting like PHP, ASP and something. So in this video, we'll just design the entire HTML page, HTML registration page. But in next video, we'll definitely use this same registration page and give register button. So once user type all the values and click register, the values will be saved in database. And then the next one, we have almost covered all the different types of most commonly used user interface components, and 2 more left. There is something called a checkbox, right? So this is where the last row is closed, so new row can be opened here. So for better understanding, the table data is brought down. So division form check, type equal to checkbox, class equal to form check input. Slash label class equal to form check label, and here where we can give a singular or multiple word label for the checkbox. For example, we will give the topic as hobbies. So obviously the most common word that comes from typical Indian mind is cricket. So what we'll do is we'll just copy this one set of value and paste it again. Type music. Photography. You can see hobbies, three checkboxes. What is the difference between the radio button and checkboxes is radio button can be selected only one at a time in case if it is given inside a radio group, but that is not the case with checkboxes. An user and a person can be a fan of cricket or a fan of music or a fan of photography or fan of any two of this or fan of any other two of this, or he can be a fan of all three. So you cannot restrict the user to select only one checkbox. In case if we need that, you can do that using radio button. So checkbox is also added, and finally only one more user interface component left. So this is where the last row ends. So I have given the text as uploaded photo for profile. Input type is file, and that is it. So we have reloaded. You can see browse button is there. So when you select something and upload a file, you can find the name is selected here. And finally, so for a registration page, finally at least two minimum button is necessary. One is cancel and one is register. The cancel button will clear the data and reloads the page. So user can register from first without any troubles. So for button, class equal to button, and inherits another method button danger. So that will give red color background for this button. Again, cancel. We'll just paste again here and change it as register. Success. you can see, that's it. So in the starting of the video I have shown some page, like one thing is empty HTML page and the other thing is completed HTML page. So I have assured that we'll convert this empty HTML page to this output HTML page. So now I'm going to open this page in new tab, new window. See, so this is what I have shown you initially, and this is what we have created in this video. Hope you can find the changes in names itself. I've shown you the demo of all the different types of most commonly used user interface components in HTML with bootstrap classes. Hope this video is useful. In case of any queries, you can mail us or you can leave a comment below. And thanks for watching. Keep supporting us. And one more thing, this is just a plain HTML page where we have just given a bootstrap validation alone. And in our next video, we'll use the same registration page and give life to this buttons, cancel register button. So once user types all the values and click register, we'll use a PHP script to get all the values and save that in database. So when it comes to PHP page, we have to do small modifications in this user interface page. So that will also be clearly explained in that video, like giving an ID for each component and other important things. So hope this video is useful. Thanks for watching. Keep supporting us.